The last coin fell into his hands, the magic dimmed and the sack crumbled into an ordinary empty pouch. What have you done? The gold. It's gone. In the quiet village of Umudike, as the sun dipped low, Obi, a humble cobbler, trudged home after a long day's work. The warmth of his small house beckoned him, but something halted his steps. A frail old man crouched by the side of the road. His clothes hung in tatters, and his movements were labored as he wrestled with the very air around him. Despite his weariness, the old man's eyes sparkled with a mysterious, ageless light. Clutched in his hands was a worn sack, seemingly insignificant, yet strangely compelling. Moved by great compassion, Obi approached him. "Sir, is everything all right?" he asked gently. The old man lifted his head, his gaze heavy with years untold. "Obi," he rasped, "your kindness shines bright in dark times. Take me to your home, and I will reveal a secret that could change your fate." Startled that the stranger knew his name, Obi hesitated for only a moment before helping him to his feet. As their hands touched, a surprising warmth radiated from the old man, and together they made their way to Obi's modest cottage. His wife, bustling around the kitchen, was taken aback by the unexpected guest, but welcomed him with the generosity that defined her. She set an extra plate at the table as the old man sank into a chair, his grip on the sack loosening as it dropped softly on the floor. The old man began to weave tales of distant lands filled with wonder and magic, where kindness and humility were the greatest treasures. Then he revealed the true nature of the sack he carried. It held an endless supply of gold, but with a warning. It would only provide as long as one took no more than what was truly needed. The moment greed entered, the magic would vanish and the sack would turn to dust. Intrigued but wearied, Obi accepted the gift. As the old man muttered an incantation, a subtle shimmer filled the room, the air charged with an ethereal energy. When the ritual was complete, the light in the old man's eyes dimmed, and he slumped back exhausted. Obi's wife offered him tea and porridge, which he accepted gratefully before rising to leave with a final warning. "Remember, greed will undo everything." The old man disappeared into the night, leaving only the sack behind. That night, Obi and his wife sat in quiet contemplation of the gift. They understood the promise of wealth, but they were also mindful of the peril that accompanied it. Their young son, curious about the sack, asked to hold it. Obi obliged, watching as the boy drew a few gold coins from the bag before wisely returning them, his small voice echoing the old man's words, "Only what we need." In the weeks that followed, the village began to notice subtle changes in the family's life. Obi used the gold to improve his cobbler shop and ensure his family lived comfortably, but never lavishly. His quiet generosity spread throughout the community as he shared his fortune with those in need. Soon, his reputation grew not just for his craftsmanship, but for his kindness. The sack became a source of quiet prosperity, never flaunted, only used with care. However, not everyone could resist temptation. Obi's brother, Ebuka, consumed by envy, crept into the workshop one night. He emptied the sack, pulling out more gold than anyone could ever need. As the last coin fell into his hands, the magic dimmed and the sack crumbled into an ordinary, empty pouch. The next morning, Obi confronted his brother, reading the guilt in his eyes. "What have you done?" he asked softly. Ebuka confessed, "I took too much. The gold, it's gone." Shame weighed heavily on him. Despite his sorrow, Obi remained composed. "The magic was never truly in the gold," he said quietly. "It was in how we used it. Wisely, generously, and without greed." With a sigh, Obi gathered the villagers and explained what had happened. He spoke of the sack's magic, how it had vanished when greed took hold. Though some were saddened, most understood. They had witnessed the true gift. The spirit of generosity had touched every corner of their village. The village elder stepped forward, his voice calm with wisdom. "The gold may be gone, but the strength of our community remains, built on kindness and trust. That is more valuable than any treasure." The villagers nodded in agreement and handed the empty sack to the elder, a symbol of shared responsibility and the values that bound them. Obi and Ebuka, now reconciled, walked side by side, repairing shoes and offering what they could to their neighbors. Their bond, once strained by greed, had been forged anew by humility and generosity. The old man who had brought the sack was never seen again, but his gift had left an indelible mark on the hearts of the people of Umudike. It was no longer the material wealth that was celebrated, but the wealth of character, the richness of generosity, and the unbreakable ties of community. And so the village prospered in ways far beyond what gold could offer, leaving a legacy that no magic could ever undo. The end. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thank you.